Hey, Muffin here. Welcome back. Have a subscriber request to do another historical recreation of Brody, Ukraine, the battle that took place in 1941. Love these historical recreations. Now, this battle was a tank battle that was fought between the Germans and the Soviets, somewhere between the 23rd and 30th of June 1941. And it was known as one of the broader defensive battles. And although the Red Army's formations inflicted heavy losses on the German forces, they were outmaneuvered and suffered enormous losses in tanks. The Germans had the air supremacy and a total takedown in Red Army. Command and control ensured victory for the Wehrmacht, despite overwhelming Red Army numerical technology superiority. So it was crazy because in this time frame, the Germans had some of the superior, they were one of the well-known superpowers during this time frame. And it was one of the most intense armored engagement in the opening phase of the Operation Barbarossa. So it was a pretty intensive tank battle that had taken place. Now in this first one, we have the KV-1, the T-34, there was T-26s, BT-7 series, all in the Soviets, and this is the setup that we have for all three battles. And on the German side, we have Panzer II, 3, 4, and 38T. So in these battles, we tried to do some balancing. There were more German tanks in the attack taken place, but it also worked out in the way that the KV-1 and the T-34 and the Tech Tree are tier 5s, and the Panzer IVs, which is the highest tier that they have, only goes up to tier 4, but they have more tanks on their side. So it actually made for quite a fun historical recreation vid. We do this every once in a while. I've done even some like fictional, like ones of like World War III or Invasion of New York or things of that sort. But definitely gotta love these. And when doing these historical recreations, the subscribers doing these, we try to not have any attachments, and they're not allowed to use repair kits. So if your engine gets shot out, your driver gets killed, you don't have the ability to repair that, giving it a little bit more of that realistic aspect. And it's always funny, I mentioned this in my previous historical vids, so we just had the Russians were able to win the first battle. We're going to do best out of 3. But as I was saying, is that some people, and shout out to those that played the tier 1 tanks, they were just mentioning how hard of a time they were having penetrating anything. And that's probably how some of those tankers felt in those lesser tanks. So I want to also thank Garen, who helped put this vid together for me. Super thanks to him. We have, so in the second battle here, Panzer's coming over and pushing on the T-34. KV just a little bit further back, but Panzers are starting to pour over. Some blitzkrieg action. Just swarmed that T-34. And also just to give a special shout out to all my subscribers, they do so well with following the rules that we have for each one of these challenges. They do such a great job. If any of you guys want to help with the vids, I do them sometimes at different times of the day. The small times of window I have most of the time is more so around the night time, but try to break it up to give everyone a turn when I can. Join my Discord and get the movie crew role, and everyone is more than welcome to participate in these videos and these challenges that we do. So in the second one, the Germans had won. We're gonna go in and find out, will history repeat itself, or will the Russians be able to hold off the Germans? The KV tank just a little slower, and it just works out too, because whereas the German tanks are mainly light and medium tanks, it works with that historical description of having just that superior maneuverability in the battle. And in this one, they still have some tanks with some good maneuverability outside of the KV, which, being a heavy tank, don't quite have that on your side. We got one T-34 down on the Russian side. Things not looking too good. It's definitely a hard battle for the Russians, especially during that time period and with the tactics of blitzkrieg. So that is basically it. The Germans won the second round. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Plenty more to come. Keep the requests coming. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.